Hello, this is a video regarding Danny on XerainGaming. I know that he was talking about adding a minecart system from his berry farm in Pixelmon down to his crafting room, although I do not have the Pixelmon mod installed. I figured I'd take a look at some possible alternatives to the way he was looking at it. This system is hidden, although the green block here is obvious. It was just for finding where the hole was. And I realized the dimensions are off a little bit, but it'll still work. What happens is, right here, some hoppers, and when a minecart goes over a hopper, hold on, let me grab a hopper. I did not set this up very well, but put the hopper down, minecart on top of it. If I put something in here, it goes in here, like that. So, hey, you can do some interesting stuff with that, but as it goes down, loops up, goes back through, and it'll hit both of these. I did not add anything for making sure it would loop back every time until it emptied, but, well, that would have been a lot more redstone. But here is a double piston extender that it keeps this door shut, and it hits this plate, or this track, and triggers this. Originally I had a, oh god, just completely went out of my head. Just getting over concussion, so thinking isn't my strong suit right now, but detector rail, jeez. I had a detector rail there. It's not really necessary because going back up, minecarts work very weird. Wow, that's loud. Hold on. There we go. If you have a minecart going up something, like this, it won't go down. It won't go through the block, but up it will. So, just grab these real quick. Repeaters. So if I have that, it'll go up and through, but it will not go down through. It'll just bounce off the block. Like this. Actually, it'll stick to the block. Because it wants to go down, but it can't. Alright, so what happens is, line up your items, press the button, and for some reason now it didn't work. Darn it, it was working before I started recording. Well, isn't that how it always works? Oh, that's right. I added this stupid thing. Let's try this again. And that hitbox on there is kind of annoying. Why is it not working? There it goes. Okay, it's this block apparently. That's simple enough to fix. You just gotta add another piston, and this piston only has to go right here. So I can actually fix it. Oh wow, now I need repeaters. There we go. This. Okay, so the lime green wall is just a representative of this is a block that is going to move or is going to be something that you're going to use and probably have to put down. Back here, this is more of just you have to dig it out. Same thing with up there, that was just a block I had to replace. All of this is something that you probably will just have to dig out a large area and then put it down. So, but, push the button, and it did it again. What's going on here? It works, okay, when I was doing my testing, I didn't have that block there, so I think that might be my problem. Or it just wants it to be buggy, because I'm recording, although I am getting 120 frames. Well, maybe I'm getting in the way. And you can see it does, wow, it does come back, so it'll hit each one 4 times. Okay, let's put this block back and just see if it works now. No, it stops dead, so I need to try and take a tick out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Gotcha. And for those of you who don't know, a redstone tick is how long each thing takes. Each tick is 1/10 of a second. There we go. Okay, it worked that time. And it'll go straight back through. Yet it'll still trigger it. It's glitchy like that. Originally, actually not originally, I added another detector rail right here, which I activated the piston and was changing stuff, but it didn't really work that well. It was slowing the system down too much. So I just fixed that. But alright, so this is all the system that activates all of this to move the blocks quick enough that that'll move. And actually I have it built over here. Now mind you, this is inverted, so, and it's slightly different. I actually had to modify this area a little bit. So real quick, I'll show you. This is its starting state. So when it hits the rail, it goes like this, and it goes like this. And that's the reason I had to change it. You can see when this turns off, this piston doesn't fire, so this one doesn't fire and pull that back. So what I actually did was, oh, excuse me, I'll go over here. And I might have to go back and look because my memory hasn't been the best. And I wish I'd gotten my, how I got my concussion on tape. It was actually kind of funny. But I'm going to ignore that top piece, but I will still put the block down and the redstone on top of it. And I'm going to use pink wool, actually no, I'm going to use black wool, red wool, and purple wool for the different parts of it. So you'll need, right here will be a torch, and the point of this torch is when you go like this, and this piston gets powered, it'll put it over the block and it'll pull that back, and that music's really loud. So that's what that's for. Alright, first things first, leave that normal, put this on its 3rd setting. First being just putting it down, second being 1 click, third being 2 clicks. And run these back. And I probably don't even need these to be as long as they are right now, which would change some stuff, but okay. this, and put that block there, put that block there. I don't remember the delay on this, and that is still really loud. Mind you, it might just be my speakers. Okay, 2 tick delay. So 2 ticks is 2/10 of a second, which is the second setting on a redstone repeater. Then go like this, this, and this. And that's to block the redstone from going off to each side. And sorry, I have to keep going and looking. Alright. Right now, this little area, so starting here and going out to this torch, and then starting here and going to this. So these two, it's 2 wide by 4 wide because the torch counts as a block, and 3 tall because of these redstone. These redstone are the input. If you power either of these redstone, it'll work, but it's a tick generator or a monostable circuit, depending on who you ask. It just works. It'll create 2 tick pulse, but normally it's set up like this, but that'll leave the block. It's because of the way pistons work, but that's that. And that's actually wrong. Goes like that. That goes there, and that's gonna push that out. Alright. We're gonna put that there, that there, that there, and I'm gonna remove all the blocks that aren't completely necessary. Alright, like that. So this is pretty much as far as this will ever have to go, because you could actually go like that, and then you power this one, but I'm going to build it exactly as I did on this. And if you want to change it to try and make it a little smaller, go ahead, have fun with it. Alright, so it goes torch behind it, and then that's powered by that and that, which also powers that input, because these have to be on, but you want this one off, or this won't work. And that's the problem with the other one. When it was on, it wasn't being inverted properly, which was messing up the way it was working. Well, it wasn't working the way it's supposed to work. So this goes like this. And you can see when I put a torch down, that piston only fires real quick, and then it reverts. So here, I put it down again. So right now it's closed, it's off, or shut. When I put it down, it pushes out real quick, and then it pulls it back in. And what that'll do is, normally this block will be, crap, I don't have my green. This block will be out here, because of the way that the pistons work. I'll go like this, and it'll just pull that block back in, which allows it to pull back in, and then it pushes out, etc., etc., etc. So that's that. Then this one goes like this, and then another one goes there. This goes here, and just to save some space, I'm gonna go like that, and go like that, and then. Alright, so anybody wondering what that little thing is over the top? It's actually part of damage indicators. It just tells you what blocks they are and things like that. But alright, so this block is the input. So when you have, like, I'll just change this real quick. When you have your buttons back, you have your button up on your wall. And just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna when I push the button, it'll turn off this torch, which will turn off this repeater and this redstone, but starting down here, turns off this repeater, which goes down here. It'll turn off all this redstone on both sides. Because this repeater's tick is lower, it'll turn off faster, which means this will pull back, which will pull that lime green wool to right here. And then this will turn off, which pulls this piston back, which will pull this piston back. But that wool will still be sitting here, which is then why, coming back here, this turns off, which turns this redstone off. Turning this torch on, which fires this monostable circuit, or tick generator, depending on who you ask, which turns this torch on for 2 redstone ticks, which is 4 game ticks, I think? Don't quote me on that. Turning this redstone on for 2 ticks, this repeater on for 2 ticks, and it'll still stay on for 2 ticks, but it'll delay it 2 ticks, if that makes sense. It works in the sense that it'll only send power out for 2 ticks, but it'll turn on 2 ticks after it got powered. But, okay, ignoring that, which will turn this piston on, which puts it over this redstone torch, firing this piston again, because it'll be back here, which pulls that wool. But here, I'll just show you real quick. And then because it's on a button, it'll go back through. Now, I'll replace it with a lever real quick. Pulls it back, and then when I turn it off, it pushes it back out. And the reason that it doesn't get stuck is because this block powers this spot where the piston would be there. And for those of you who don't know what I mean, it's this. If you power this and then power this, it can't go anywhere. But right now, it's actually this block that's powered, even though this is a torch is still a block. When you, it'll go like that. So this is for Danny, and anyone else who needs a piston extender like this. But hopefully this is helpful. There was something else. Oh yeah, Danny, if you do watch this, I have a mod coming your way. It's called Portable Workbench. I figured to be helpful so you don't have to constantly go back to your workbench. And it also adds some new tools and armor. They're expensive to make, but it does certainly have a, not certainly, it does, I can't think today. It has unlimited, infinite durability, so it's definitely worth it. You won't have to worry about going back and remaking anything or durability wise. So that's it. Have an awesome day.